Hey, my name is Justin Case, and I'm going to talk to you about HIP-101 when it comes to helium. I assume sooner or later we are going to vote on it. But I gotta say, I'm getting a little frustrated at this very moment with helium. Sometimes I feel like it's that whole fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And I'm feeling kind of ashamed in that. Because they always suddenly pull out these hips and change the way everything works. And just when you thought you had your grasp and understood what was going on, you grasped the nature of how everything worked, they switch it up and mess you up. So that's what I'm worried about with HIP 101, and we'll talk about it in a second. But I just want to explain myself first, okay? So sooner or later there will be a vote on this, right? We're going to vote on it. But here's the thing. So right now we have online 6,918 CBRS radios and 1,105 Wi-Fi radios. So let me just be clear. For mobile hotspots, when it comes to helium, there are two versions. There's your CBRS radios, which are 5G, and then there's your Wi-Fi mobile hotspots. So if you were doing this and into helium a couple of years ago, the whole thing was 5G is going to hit, and then we're going to transfer data that way, and it's going to be awesome. And then suddenly that kind of disappeared, and this whole Wi-Fi indoor and outdoor hotspots showed up. So now all of a sudden they're selling these mobile hotspots for indoor and mobile hotspots for outdoor, which confused me for a second because I see mobile and I thought they were 5G, at least the outdoor ones were in some ways. No. They are just hotspots for indoor and hotspots for outdoor, which is why I understand some people were saying, well, can I take the indoor hotspot and somehow convert it to an outdoor hotspot? And maybe you can. I don't know. I still haven't got mine. I will get this one and I will find out. But that's all, again, Wi-Fi. Where when we start talking about Freedom Fi, we're talking about 5G. And apparently there are issues with 5G and how 5G works for helium, which is why they came up with this whole thing saying, hey, let's talk about HIP 101. Increase POC rewards for Wi-Fi access points. They want to increase the rewards for Wi-Fi access points, which will in essence decrease the rewards for and I always forget the term, CBRS radios. So they want to decrease rewards for CBRS radios, which, okay, I'm sorry, but I based everything on the planner, the coverage planner. The coverage planner said, hey, look, if you have that outdoor Wi-Fi thing, you're only going to be making, let's say, $70.84 a day, which is good. But then they said, but if you get one of our CBRS radios and pay, instead of $500, $2,500, you're going to be able to make per day, and of course it freezes on me here, but way more. I'm going to say it's somewhere around 150. There we go. 292.89. And I was like, yes, I can make that much per day. Sign me up. Now, I know rewards will change and eventually things will go down. It's the law of economics here with any of these projects, right? Eventually, there's the halving that occurs every 2 years, or more people join, and so there's less rewards available. But to suddenly say, I'm going to change things. I'm going to add this HIP 101 and mess you up. I told you here in this coverage planner, this is what I'm probably going to give you. But instead, I am going to vote and approve this new HIP 101. And all of a sudden, this number is going to go down for, even though you paid $2,500 just now to do it. And instead, this number here is going to double or triple. I'm sorry, but I don't think that's fair. That's not cool, man. I understand why you're doing it, and I guess at the end of the day, you don't really care about me or how much money I've invested in this. which is why, you fooled me once, so that was shame on you, but now you fooled me twice, and I should have expected this, right? I should have done more research. Now, HIP-101 hasn't passed, so, let's take a step back. Let's read what it says, but I just want you to understand my clear frustration with something like this, okay? So here, they've changed the name. Notice Zero Tweets, who's the author here, and I don't like that guy at this very moment, has changed it to equalizing POC rewards across Wi-Fi and CBRS, as if they're not equal now. Now, I'm sure in his mind, they're not equal and they deserve to be equalized in the way he defines what equal should be. So it's funny because I was looking at the changes here, the commitments, and how he's changed this from increasing to equalizing. So, yay! He's hoping his new terminology will get people to say, oh, well, he wants to do things. He wants to make things equal. I'll vote for equality. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry, but it's just like the whole common sense, whatever, when it's not common sense. But if I call it common sense, then everybody will buy into it. So I'm going to call this equalizing, and everybody will buy into it. I know this hasn't been put up for a vote yet, but already I'm mad. Okay, so here we're just going to read it, and I'm going to read it the way he has it currently online for you to look at. So HIP-101 equalizing POC rewards across Wi-Fi and CBRS. Let's go straight to the summary. This Helium improvement proposal suggests equalizing proof of coverage rewards for Wi-Fi indoor and outdoor hotspots with that of CBRS hotspots. And let's explain the motivation here. HIP-93 introduced Wi-Fi access points as a new way to stay connected to the Helium mobile network and proposed a POC algorithm for Wi-Fi hotspots, largely mirroring the reward weight of CBRS radios. However, CBRS radios currently provide yet less utility on the network. Okay, this is a concern, and I wish I knew this. Why don't they tell you this? They own Nova, right? Which is the company that is FreedomFi. So why don't they put something on this that says, hey, warning, you buy one of these bundles and it actually doesn't help Helium at all. If that was true, then why not put a warning somewhere? They're just telling us, oh, this is going to be great for the Helium network, but now you're telling me no. Okay, so specifically, there is no immediate solution for Android phones to seamlessly hand off data sessions between macro networks like T-Mobile and CBRS. There is no way, I'm not even sure, are you saying they just can't jump back and forth between our cell towers and the big company that's currently doing 5G? Because, yeah, that's a problem. I guess that's for Android only. Okay. There is a way to do this for iOS 17 devices, but so far, this only works with iPhone 13 Plus, and it requires the install of geofencing profile by the end user. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want me to have to do anything. This should be a seamless handoff. I get all of this. CBRS radios have no ability to provide guest public Wi-Fi services. What? I thought, and sorry, forgive me here, but I thought I read somewhere here, and I'm going to have to look around, but that eventually these FreedomFi gateways would also be able to allow Wi-Fi access. I could be wrong. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for it right here, but that's even more frustrating because I swear I saw it. Okay. Wi-Fi hotspots solve all of the above, thereby providing more utility for Helium mobile network, yet are currently compensated for POC based off of the modeled coverage, which calculates rewards purely in terms of geographic coverage and gives no consideration to the greater overall utility of Wi-Fi. Thus, in turn, results in unfairly lowering POC rewards for the Wi-Fi hotspot deployers, since the Wi-Fi hotspots are less capable than CBRSs at coverage covering large numbers of resolution 12 hexes. So for Helium mobile network to succeed, it is important to accelerate the deployment of Wi-Fi hotspots, which currently provide higher likelihood of real data usage on the network for the reasons described above. Okay, first of all, maybe you should tell us this, put it in an announcement, put it in a newsletter, explain to us, hey, we should stop buying the Freedom Fi or the CBRS. Maybe I wouldn't have just spent $2,500 to get into this because I thought it's what you wanted. I'm super frustrated right now, but okay. I mean, I hope you fix it. Either way, maybe you need to hire the right engineers, Helium. I'm just saying. I don't know what's going on, but I hope you fix it. Okay, so one other thing I did want to say here, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it, and I can't remember what I wanted to say about all of this. About the distances. Yeah, I get that. So in terms of distance, that's the numbers that they're showing me here as I'm planning, and they're saying, yeah, look at how much area you will cover. And this is not this is not the Freedom Fi. This is the area that I will cover if I use the Wi-Fi, and the area that I will cover if I use the Freedom Fi is much bigger, which is why I said, yeah, so let's do that. And you told me it would work, and you told me it would be great. Here's my coverage planner you gave me. Okay, sorry, I realize I'm repeating myself, but it's still super frustrating. Okay. So based on the current hardware market prices and existing POC for Wi-Fi and CBRS, we propose equalizing POC for CBRS and Wi-Fi by increasing Wi-Fi POC rewards as followed. Before we go into as followed, I want to understand here that they are basing this on the hardware market prices, and I got to know what they think those are. So let's see. Okay, outdoor coverage is 500, and they're saying this is what gets earned with that. Wi-Fi outdoor price 500. Okay. 430 outdoor price. No. The 430 outdoor price is like $15.99 right now. I don't know where they're getting these numbers. I will go to here, Helium deploy, and if I go into their shop here, yeah, $25.99, and $15.99 for just the cell tower. Sorry, not cell tower. You know what I mean, the antenna. So where are they getting these numbers? These seem like some made up numbers by someone who doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, so first of all, I would suggest whoever is trying to figure out these numbers, use some numbers that are accurate to what's available out there to look at. And based off of the numbers that you find being sold at the store, I mean, look, you guys own Freedom Fi. I don't even know why I'm not looking at Freedom Fi. Where's Freedom Fi? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it here. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Here is your small cell. It's $15.99. You know what? And they're not even including, when they're figuring out this, the actual cost of the gateway, which is still $1,000. So at the end of the day, $1,000, $15.99, it's still 20. I'm gonna just find the bundle. All right, there's the indoor bundle, $17.99. Oh, but they're basing it on the outdoor now. Okay, so the outdoor is, well, I paid $25.99, so I know it, $25.99. All right, so already, obviously, I'm angry because it should have an outdoor price here of $25.99 compared to the outdoor Wi-Fi price here of $4.99 or $500, which they don't even say on their website. But come on, guys, can we fix this information? All right. So let's see here. 1.5x for indoor Wi-Fi, 2.5x for outdoor Wi-Fi coverage. And of course, if you're if you're adding 0.5 and then adding a 1.5 to that, that reduces the total amount that's available that you're giving every day. Therefore, the rewards for us who are using Freedom Fi or Bobber 500 will be less. Thank you. Thank you. That makes me so happy. Why are all these companies working on these 5G options for you? And here it does say that implementing this proposal will decrease long-term POC rewards for CBRS hotspot deployers. Rationale. An alternative would be to introduce a temporary multiplier to the POC rewards based on radio type, which can be quickly adjusted with some limits by voting on a mobile working group. Introduce a temporary multiplier. So they at least would like to do it in the short term to make people buy more of the Wi-Fi's, which I get the concepts. I just wish there was more transparency with this company to explain these issues in a much more public forum than let's go on GitHub and try to find this if you click on the link in one of the channels in Discord. This issue with CBRS handovers is on its way to being solved. Oh, the issue with CBRS handovers, it's on its way to being solved, and phone manufacturers are moving towards improving CBRS UX across the board. Therefore, future similar adjustments to rewards based off the quality of the UX for the particular radio technology may be needed. Doing such adjustments through the mobile working group voting versus a dedicated HIP every time could be a viable alternative. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if I want a group of people that just willy-nilly makes the decision rather than people voting, but at this point, maybe voting is good because the rest of us can say, well, based off of this, let's not do anything at all yet, because you just told me that the problem, which is why you want to do this, is on its way to being solved. Yeah, okay. Unresolved questions. None! There's no unresolved questions. Well, how about how long before it's be resolved? How about this? The people you're trying to reward, and here's an example of one of them right there. Here is a hotspot, virtual sable reindeer. It says Wi-Fi indoor, and I understand you want to reward them more, but they're in a house. There's no foot traffic around them. It doesn't even look like it can access foot traffic on the street. So why are you trying to reward them more? I don't get that. I don't get that. Okay. But, maybe because they want more people to buy them, which I get, but what you want are more store owners to buy them, which, that's what I'm saying. I want to try to get mine in a nail salon somewhere. I think it's actually right next to a T-Mobile store. I don't know if that means it's going to offload the 5G to the Wi-Fi, because I don't even know how it works. I wish somebody would explain it to me, but hey, there's another unresolved question that I have. Okay, never mind. Deployment impact. Implementation of this HIP is extremely simple and will involve updating a few variables in the mobile oracle to calculate Wi-Fi POC rewards using the new reward point scheme as described above. Yeah, sure. I know. You're just adding a times 1.5 and a times 2.5, right? If voted and it's passed, we can implement this. It shouldn't take longer than a week. Upon approval by the community, Nova Labs, who again owns Freedom Fi, and which is, owned by Helium, will complete the implementation and deploy this HIP, collaborating with the Helium Foundation as required. Success metrics. This HIP is, it shouldn't say if this HIP is successful. This HIP is successful if, there's the if, I'm sorry, that's an English language thing. We'll see the number of Wi-Fi hotspots being activated on the network outpace that of CBRS radios, resulting in higher paid data usage and more HNT emitted into the mobile sub-DAO treasury. I honestly don't agree because people aren't putting these in the right place. Look, if I put it, and forget this, which is beautiful, look at all that coverage. It's even covering the entire open area where people ride horses and go bicycling and do all the stuff across the street. It's covering all of these houses. It's awesome, but I understand what you're saying. You're saying you can't do the hand off quite yet, but it might happen soon. So how soon? That's a great question. So if I do the other one, yeah, I'm not hitting across the street like that, and all the people on the horsies won't be able to get their connection. But this whole area right here is a park, and I'm hitting the park, so all the people on the park and all the people who live down here will have access, and that's good too. And I guess if you have 2x, what's that? That means 140 to, no, it's 2x. So 140, 175, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I love that, but I guess I need to buy a mobile outdoor hotspot. So, hey, first of all, either way, guys, I'm going to have an indoor one. I'm going to have an outdoor one. I'm going to have this, Freedom Fi outdoor CBRS on my roof. I'm going to do all of it just so you can see the results. But I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I don't know the results. I'm super unconfident because all of these HIPs are happening, and forgetting just even this one, here's a bunch of them here. Then we have the Helium Education LNS Unrewarded Trial Network. I think that's related to basically letting schools get on for free, which, I applaud, except I really don't want my 5th graders and 6th graders that live in my house to be at school on their phones that much. But, maybe good for the teachers, right? There's another one here, HIP-103, about mobile hex boosting. There's more of them, and I will talk about them in the future. But point being is we should all talk about them and discuss them and decide whether they're worth doing or not worth doing. I am not saying that we all don't want more to come from these Wi-Fi hotspots, especially if they work and they get great coverage to areas and they help the network in general. I'm just saying that for some of us that listened to what Helium told us earlier and bought into what they said and decided to spend a large sum of money, we deserve to have what you told us we would have, not for you to pull the rug out from underneath us. That's all I'm saying. Okay, hey, if you like more content like this, and I realize this was really long, in the future I'll try not to be so long, but please like and subscribe. Okay, just in case. You take care.